All right, welcome back to another Sugar Free League Season 2 series. Today we've got USArmy Esports versus the Mateos. They haven't corrected me yet, so we'll see what they say after this game. But to start off, we got that Darius pin. And we're going to follow that. We got Rengar banned on the other side as well. We've seen a lot of Darius being banned away this season. A lot of Darius players up in the top lane, but Rengar one that's also been played a little bit. I think the name of the enemy jungler here for Mateos sort of tells you why he likes to play that champion quite a bit. So gonna take that one away. And the Ivern, which well, we've seen it picked up recently. I don't know how good it is, but it's won a few games. Also going to have the Zoe banned away, was played in the first series today. So, always a good champion and can certainly find itself slotted into a nice team comp with a lot of poke, a lot of siege. Always very tough to deal with.
Yeah, definitely have to show respect to a champion that can basically two-shot something like an Alistar, like we saw in the first series today.
Follow that up here. We got a Thresh ban. So just throwing bans all around the place, mid, jungle, top, doesn't matter where. A lot of different things, just not trying to ban on a certain position, just getting really good champions and specific champions to certain players. Here's the Lucian, going to be the last ban. Common first pick we've seen this season, always very good to pick up, but a few more other 8 carries now viable with these recent changes. So we'll see the first decision here is, and well, speaking of other 8 carries, it's going to be the Caitlyn. On the other side, we got an Aatrox hover. Haven't seen as much Aatrox. Urgot sort of taken over the top lane meta recently, and we're going to get a Sivir, so a lot of range advantage here for a truly AC up against UMaster, so they might have their work cut out for them in the bottom lane, UMaster and Rito. As Olaf going to be the follow-up here, so losing a little bit of priority in the bottom lane, but going to have a very strong early game jungler who, well, there's very few champions that can stand up to Olaf in a 1v1 early on. Also seen some people pick up Braum and things like that to help out with those level 1s with the Olaf. A few different hovers here. We're going to get the Jarvan locked in after, well, we saw a Sejuani hover as well, another very common champion, but Jarvan has sort of risen in popularity once again, gives you a lot of team fight potential and early ganking, which is sort of the ideal jungler nowadays, I think. Carry junglers were viable for a little bit, but recently more ganking and team focus has come out of the jungle. Olaf also another one who can do that, as you see on the other side. And Nami going to be added on to the Caitlyn here. So a lot of range in the bottom lane, and Orianna in the mid lane. So very aggressive bottom lane focus here for the Mateos. On the other side, more mid and jungle focus in this first pick ban phase. Do you prioritize? Do you think that it's better to prioritize the Caitlyn Nami here, just to get that bot lane going, and just sit back and lose bottom lane on the other side for UMaster and Rito?
I don't know. I think the Nami here is kind of an awkward pick because Nami Caitlyn isn't the greatest lane since sliced bread. Honestly, don't think they needed to pick a support here, or if they needed to pick a support here, they may have went with something, I don't know, like the Alistar or the Braum. The Nami's a good pick. She can get pretty easily countered in lane, but like the Thresh is banned, so but Sivir versus Nami, Sivir can really tear into a Nami, like really easily. I think I played a game tonight actually where I had to play Nami against Zillion Sivir, and it did not for me on the Nami.
See a lot of synergy with the Zillion Sivir though, lots of movement speed there. Could actually be an interesting pick here with an Olaf already on the board. You get a lot of speed up for the Olaf with that combo.
Especially if the Olaf does what the Koreans have been doing, which is first iteming, like right after their jungle item, the Redemption. A couple games in the SFL already, correct?
Yep. I think I've seen it 2 or 3 times already, and obviously many games off stream, I imagine, have seen that Olaf.
Olaf's not really a champion I see too often, so. Or if I do, it's usually ending at 1 in 10, so.
Not a super popular champion in solo queue here. So we got the Cyan, Yasuo, Silas, and Kled bans, and then the Braum going to be picked to join the Sivir in the bottom lane here for Rito to help out UMaster. So definite range advantage here for truly AC and Furry Laser, but The Brom Sivir is no slouch in terms of laning duo. If you get hit by one of those winter spites, certainly could go down pretty easily. But with both junglers active on the map, you might not have a 2-2 or 1v1 lane here as Lissandra gets picked in mid lane against the Orianna. And the last pick probably going to be a top laner. You assume it's the Jarvan jungle, but could go either way. And on the other side, we still have that top lane counter pick here as Renekton is going to be the choice for Verbal Clorox. And now Porkchop has the initiative. He can do whatever he wants here to counter pick this Renekton, or just pick for the team if he wants to go for their tank. They do have the damage with the Sivir Orianna. It looks like it's going to be the Jax pickup here against the Renekton, so not going to just sit back and play tank and lose the Renekton. He's going to try and fight a little bit, maybe not super early on, but certainly a split push threat here on the Jackson. It can outscale that Renekton later into the game. So, an interesting pickup here. I haven't seen the Jax a ton nor the Renekton, so a top lane match we haven't seen very recently. And, good to have some more AD carries back in the bottom lane here, but not going to be fun for Master, I think, for the first couple levels against a Caitlyn. A lot of range advantage there, but maybe they'll find Nolan at some point.
I think they'll be fine. Brom Sivir, I think, is a better lane than Caitlyn Nami, just because the Nami in this lane can't really do much. Like, if she walks forward and gets hit by a Brom Q, she is basically deceased. She will not live very long through that, just because Sivir's attack speed off of her W, I believe it is, where it's like the boomerang blades or whatever that go through the minion wave.
Yep, the ricochets.
Yes. Boomerang blade is her Q, my bad.
Yep.
Blade you carry.
Her ultimates, or her passive is a fleet of foot, so it's, I always get confused with her names.
Last week we got the incredibly amazing description of passive and the confusion with fleet footwork, the rune. I believe that was last week.
Wasn't great planning by Riot in that instance.
Or maybe it was perfectly planned, and they were like, "You're gonna take fleet footwork on Sivir. You have to. It's in the name."
They knew all along. Well, there were some times when people would take Conqueror, and very early on with the rune changes, the press the attack was big. I've even seen Lethal Temple on Sivir. She's used all sorts of stuff, but now it does seem to be the fleet footwork is the biggest.
Right, and that's just because her itemization usually involves one of the energized items. So there. Braum has exhaust in this lane, which, but I think it's more in case the Jarvan shows up in the lane against Caitlyn Nami. Caitlyn's just gonna want to hard push the lane and then probably back off. Nami's probably just gonna roam.
Nami could certainly provide some wards in the jungle here with the priority in the lane. Get some more vision and stop that Olaf early on. If you can track him well enough, he can lose some of his potency. That'll certainly be something to watch early on, the Olaf and Jarvan pathing. See their interaction.
The Mateos actually do have a TP advantage in the mid lane. Orianna took the cleanse, which should be pretty good against this team comp. On the Lissandra stuns, J4, Nami, K-traps. I like the cleanse.
The cleanse certainly does seem like a good option here in the mid lane, based on what she's going up against, and even later in the game could be pretty important. Yeah, but you'd assume. I feel like this game is certainly going to go late. A lot of scaling on both sides in their AD carry positions, and then top lane you got Jax and things like that, and lots of wave clear for both sides.
The only problem I see with this going late is that J4, I believe, has a better late game than Olaf. Olaf falls off pretty early, whereas J4 just kind of continues doing J4 things throughout the majority of the game.
If he does buy the tank items, yeah, he'll certainly be much more useful later in the game.
That just depends on the itemization on the Olaf, I suppose, and how far ahead you can get this Jax, Orianna, and bot lane.
I feel like it's going to be hard to close out for either side here, but who knows? If there's a very early advantage gain, it could steamroll them over. As our spectator delay has timed out, so we should be loading in and getting into game one momentarily. All right, here we go. No hiccups just yet. Here as we load in all pretty standard runes from everyone here. Nothing too exciting on that front tonight.
What are you talking about, man? Airy Nami? That is the most exciting off-the-wall thing I've ever seen in a game of League of Legends.
Not always expected.
I've never seen that.
I think the only other option for Nami is Guardian, right? That'd be the only other like really viable thing.
I don't know, I guess you could take Comet and just play like really aggressive with your W. It's probably bad, but you could do it.
True, yeah. I see a lot. I've seen Jan up there take Comet, all sorts of stuff. And I'm like, I don't think that's right.
That's probably like been the thing I've played against the most in solo queue lately is Arcane Comet, Asian secondary for the cheap shot damage.
It's just it feels. It's like the problem is it's like yeah, it's really annoying to lane against, but it's just like awful later, you know. It gives you laning power, but then it just it falls off here. So we're gonna get a level 1 invade coming in here. Few pings coming out. Looks like Mateos are wise to this. They have backed off. Still, though, if someone is close enough. An axe and a Winter's Bite.
Yeah.
Spell Doom.
Especially for a level 1 Kate or a level 1 Nami. Probably not going to have the best of time if you catch either of those slows.
They seem to realize and backed off. A word put on the red here for USArmy. Chlorox and Rengal here. Pork Chop with the counter-strike. We'll find a couple stuns, and now we just might have a team fight here. Fight goes in. M-Pack over the wall. Flash, follow. The auto will get it. First blood there for Alacrity. Now Verbal Chlorox gets hit by another axe. Man, he may just fall. 130 has been reached. The buffs and minions are about to reach lane. Verbal Chlorox continuing to be chased down, and looks like he's dead as Valencia will land the final axe to seal his doom. Well, that's 2 kills, level 1. A good start here. But now Yoon Master is left all alone in the bottom lane. 2v1.
This definitely feels like a solo queue game that I've played recently. Just invade's gone bad.
They wanted to get the counter invade for the red ward there, but it ended up not going very well for them as they got caught in the jungle there completely. This Pork Chop finds a level 2 advantage here, and now Verbal Chlorox forced to back away. He's already died once and had used TP. In a pretty bad spot here. No pushing either, as he's already consumed that one, so once that time's out, that's all the health he's going to have for lane. Now, potential invade here. Alacrity coming in level 2 on Rengal. Has picked the red. And I'm just going to make his way out. But the early priority there from Alacrity, after that first death, going to get him a slight invade and chunk out that enemy jungler, and that'll cause Valencia to go ahead and invade here. So Rengal and Valencia just find each other level 2. As Rengal goes to the grab and finds out it's already been taken.
Definitely.
Level 2 for both sides. Both sides have red buff, and Valencia certainly has the advantage so far. Smite's going to come through from Rengal to give himself a bit more health. Going to find his way to the Blast Cone. Oh, flash follow from Valencia will mean that he gets over with that Blast Cone. Rengal with a flag and drag over. He'll get away for now. Valencia now with no mana is actually aggroed onto the Wolves. Impact's coming here. The smite from Valencia to give him some more health, but Verbal Chlorox has come down with a roam. He finds the stun and kill on. The Pork Chop going to come back and get a second kill. Mid and jungle died, and now, it looks like it's going to be a 2-for-1 here. Pork Chop has the potential to pick up some more kills on the back end of this, but red buff on both Verbal Chlorox and Rengal means Pork Chop's going to have to run away. Flash onto him from both the top laner and jungle, and that means he goes down. Well, that's a 3-for-1 trade overall, meaning the score has been evened up at 3-3 in kills. At just 3 minutes and 33 seconds.
Should actually just put the Renekton back where he wants to be in the lane. Yeah. About 400 gold ahead on the against the Jax. It's really good.
No TP. Jack does have the wave frozen, it looks like, at his turret. And no TP from Verbal Chlorox, so he's going to have to walk all the way back. But still, he'll take those kills, I think, because he picks up the boots to help him out defensively against Pork Chop. There's having a very good item for both top laners early on.
Olaf decides to show back up top side.
Bottom Crab going to go over here to Valencia, but blue buff will be secured to Rengal. No one actually got that after that whole invade happened. Too busy fighting to actually pick up the buff. looks like, well, we stabilized once again. A big CS lead for Porkchop in the top lane, which is going to allow him to stay a little bit closer in that gold department. Still down about 200, though, because of all those kills. As Rito has to put up a shield just to get that cannon minion there. Porkchop, oh, jumps forward a little bit too late there. The stun does not come through. Rengal going to come join his buddy up in the top lane, but no gank can happen on either side as Olaf also made a trip onto the bottom lane. Looks like we're going to invade here from Rengal onto the Krugs, and maybe Valencia thinking about taking this dragon. Sorry, made his way over, and Alacrity coming to help out on that one. I believe that's an Infernal Drake here. Yep, it is an Infernal. As more fighting takes place in the top lane.
Really good dragon call on the side of the US Army there. Having seen J4's failed gank on the top side, knowing he's nowhere near.
Good knowledge there, they knew. And react accordingly. Pick up that early Infernal here at just 5 minutes. Basically, as spawns, Verbal Chlor going with a fight onto Porkchop here. The counter strike going to come through, though, and that's going to win the fight. Porkchop with solo kill now on Vernekton. At an item and gold disadvantage, but he comes through here, evening that score up again. And now the gold lead is firmly in favor of the USArmy Esports. About 1,000 head here. It's only 6 minutes in the game, though, so that's nothing to scoff at. A few pings down from Olaf, signaling where the Jarvan might go next here, knowing those Krugs are up. CS actually in favor of Unemaster and Rito here in the bottom lane. 15 CS lead at the moment. Might be cut down slightly once this wave crashes, but Unemaster and Rito doing a good job here against a tough range matchup in truly AC and Furry Laser. But they've been playing pretty safe, as you say. The Braum and Sivir, once they find that first Winter's Bite, the Nami could go down pretty quick, along with the Caitlyn. They got to be very careful there, so they're playing pretty passive. But I've not gotten a lot of pressure in this lane and any damage on the turret really.
Another reason I think like the Sivir Braum lane is just then the Caitlyn Nami is because the pressure with the Braum, sit there and wave clear for days, and Kate can't really respond with the same speed of wave clear. So Sivir can, honestly, they shouldn't have back there. They could have just stayed in lane for a little bit longer, maybe hit 6 first and then back, but honestly.
Get the BF sword though for both sides here as they'll head back to lane with those key pickups. As Valenta here is actually in a pretty big commanding lead of the camp score right now, as he's going to pick up his red buff now. About 38 to 29 CS at the moment. And
Sivir is actually going to return to that bot lane a little bit stronger, as she was able to pick up a dagger as well, in addition to the BF sword and boots.
Slight advantage there. It's big CS leads though in all 3 lanes and in the jungle now for USArmy Esports. The mid lane is actually pretty even, but everywhere else is a significant advantage. The mid lane Alacrity and Impact haven't really fought much, as opposed to every other lane fighting quite a bit. Or at least trading heavily. Unemaster on top of those spell shields, but now Verbal Chlor might find himself in a bad situation. You get stunned up by the counter-strike. Now Valencia's coming in, has no ultimate, only level 5 right now, but Verbal Chlor's already taken low. The rev up here, Porkchop with the flash. Valencia as well, and that'll secure the kill here. The 3rd death for Verbal Chlorox. Good gank, and it found himself in the brush and just waited patiently. Valencia, a successful gank here. Now going to go ahead and turn on his tower, gets a couple plates. It's going to be 2 plates here, and now the TP comes in for Clorox, and the wave is appearing, so let me force it back off now. But still 2 plates on that turret. Pretty good pickup alongside that gank, and force out the TP as well. So Porkchop will have TP advantage in the next couple minutes, about a minute or so. Potentially save that for Dragon if they want to make a play on that, which spawns in about a minute 30. There's be more wave clearing here in the bottom lane as, well, might have a play here for bot.
I think there's some shenanigans wanting to be set up. Again, looks definitely like a solo queue game I played recently.
Ward was there, so they have knowledge of it. Blackwood even rotating down defensively, but nothing going to come of that one. Looks like it will be redemption, like you said earlier. Valencia already got that Crystal Embracer in the inventory.
Okay. This Olaf Jax are doing really well. Like, they're both where they really want to be in this early game. Jax has 1,000 gold lead on the Renekton. Olaf has a slight lead on the J4, but is getting his Jax way more ahead than this Renekton than the J4 is getting.
Looks like we might get a gank topside here as Impact has roamed his way up. Was in bottom lane just a moment ago and now all the way top lane. Another good ward here from Porkchop will spot this one out. As we do have the dragon spawning in just about 15 seconds here. Again, a TP advantage in top lane here for Porkchop if he wants to make it down there, as well as a level advantage. 2 levels up here for Porkchop over Verbal on the Renekton, and wards have already been set up here in the bottom lane. Will be a Cloud Drake. I may still want to pick that one up. Early on with an Olaf Jax, Sivir, all sorts of champions that benefit from movement speed.
This is once again just another really good Baron. Oh, yikes! 11-minute Barons. That's the dream, right?
Here comes the Cataclysm. Porkchop now in a 2v1. He's damaging back on a Rengal, and he will find the kill here. Now a 3v1. As Porkchop has found himself in a bit of a bad situation. Already used the Counter-Strike. Able to hop away onto his own ward here. Verbal has no way to follow. Just a flash, but he doesn't have the flash. Now there he goes. He finds the flash and the stun as it came off cooldown. Verbal going to pick up the kill, but at the cost of his own jungler there. Good 2v1 play from Porkchop there. Almost made it out as well.
And that was just another really good dragon call from the side of the USArmy Esports. They saw J4 out by Jax, blue buff, and they just pulled the trigger, even though the side of Mateos actually did have a ward in the river.
Valencia here trying to avenge his fallen friend, but he's going to be the one falling this time. Verbal now, the 1v1 outplay, finds the kill on Valencia, even through Predator. No real combat stats there, as you see he picks up the redemption, so the 1v1 fight can go too well. Finally picks up the redemption now, but with no combat stats, no armor, MR. Basically 200 health is all he's gotten from his items so far for that fight, so it didn't go super well there for Valencia, and he ends up falling to Verbal, who's now at 4 kills and 3 deaths. Which is not what I would have expected him to be after getting solo killed. He died level 1, then got solo killed. He somehow managed to claw his way back into this one. CS lead developing here in the mid lane. And the continued expansion of the CS leads ever else here for USArmy Esports. The jungle is evened up pretty much, but bottom lane and top lane still very, very far apart there. USArmy Esports doing a really good job so far. It's contributing their 2,000 gold lead here. As you say, Sivir still pushing that lane much faster than the Caitlyn.
Sivir actually does have like 1,000 gold lead on the Caitlyn.
So about half the advantage there is in the bottom lane, as you said. The CS huge here, 134 to 99, make that 100. A 30 CS lead though at 12 minutes, well 13 minutes now. It's quite big, I'd imagine, right?
It's usually not a place you want to be in is 30 CS down at the 13-minute mark. It's usually not very good.
Okay, well the Sivir's sitting at 10 CS a minute here. A very nice pace for her. The gold standard is, of course,
their way towards that 600 CS win con that the Sivir is famous for.
You can make it work at 500, but anything lower than that generally doesn't work, right?
I think 300 plus like 10 kills is usually the go-to now. I think
that first
maybe
redemption
you can get away with like 400 and
gank in the bottom lane here, and a TP from the Lysandra to help out. Fight though in the top lane here. Porkchop and Verbal going at it, but no one going to find the kill there. Richard was picked up by the Olaf. Valencia going to get that one while Porkchop and Clorox are fighting. As mid lane going to get pushed by Lackley, as 4 members working to the bottom lane there for the Mateos, and now USArmy Esports going to tend to take advantage of this one with the Rift Herald being summoned up top lane, Lackley pushing mid lane, and it looks like our first tower of the game will go down. Now gank in the mid lane, no Lackley with a cleanse. Gonna find the double shockwave. He's no mana left though. Cataclysm was forward, lacking a flash out of that one. So we got help from Valencia and Porkchop coming in though. This could turn this one around. And the flag and drag back out. So we'll turn it around, but the first turret goes over here to USArmy Esports. 3,000 gold lead and first turret on the map down for them.
That could have actually been a lot worse for the Orianna. Her shockwave actually put J4 closer to her, which allowed him to ult onto her because of the vision that they had in the pixel bush here. They're in the river anyways.
Well, was trying to help herself out there with the ultimate, but ends up making it worse. You mastered good spell shields here. Has allowed him to sustain, with his mana so far this lane phase. He's always had at least a little bit because he's been constantly absorbing those. Rito taking a lot of damage now from the Caitlyn, who's starting to turn online now with a couple of attack speed items, some AD. Abusing that range there on Rito, forcing him to put up the shield. Another dragon spawning here in about 45 seconds. And Olaf already down here, maybe looking for that one, or maybe a dive here. It's going to be a second Infernal. Olaf actually going towards the bottom lane. We'll find an axe, but not sure if they'll commit just yet. Furry Laser and Truly AC are backing off. Rengal is here if need be. The turret will go down though in the meantime. No wave clear means Master, Rito, and Valencia will get the second turret of the game here in the bottom lane. The mid lane turret also not looking very healthy for the Mateos. USArmy Sports with dominating first 15 minutes and looking to extend this lead with the next Infernal Dragon spawning here in just a moment. As well, many backs coming in as well here, so just Impact and Furry Laser to try and contest this one. And I do want to go through. Blastcone is available. First bubble gonna miss here. The Infernal Drake at about a 1500. Verbal Thorax coming in. Battle Cry goes out from Master. We'll absorb that wave with the Spell Shield. Valencia with a flash forward. The Redemption also coming down. Verbal Thorax is the front line. Has got the range, but is exhausted. Master in trouble though. Gets stunned up inside the Cataclysm. Down he goes. Valencia now. He's caught between three members. Rito's gonna get out. But two of his teammates already fall. And Lackery's gonna escape to the mid lane here, but Porchep has been pushing the entire time with no one to oppose him. As Verbal Thorax to make his way down for the Dragon. And now, well, he's already got the tier 2 down and he's looking for the inhibitor turret. Making his way down there, already half down. He's got the Triforce and the TMS. That's when Jack's split push starts to come online and really threaten the base. And it gets pushed away though by Impact coming back. Still a lot of damage done though. And the Infernal Dragon is picked up. So overall, despite the death, still a pretty good winning situation there for USArmy Esports. Sitting on a 4,000 gold lead so far. And as Jack steals away the blue. The Infinity Edge, rather. So to be completed here for Truly AC. You can see that gold advantage, the CS advantage here for the Sivir manifesting itself in the items. She's still sitting at 10 CS a minute. Master's doing a great job with that.
Sivir is definitely doing very well. I really wish I could have Sivers like this in my games. Maybe 3 CS a minute Sivers in mine. Very unfortunate.
Always have to have the right conditions for it. Was able to pretty much sit in lane and CS as much as she wanted to early on and has kept up with it, even despite the death. No kill participations, just the one death. Still has a huge gold lead because of that CS here. Baron gonna be next to oh well, we got a fight break out here as the call is forward. They want to go forward, and Alacrity will find the first kill into Furry Laser. Master finds a kill into Truly AC, and they were gone in just a blink of an eye. I certainly wasn't ready for it. And, well, it looks like the Mateos weren't ready either.
And that's definitely that's what's gonna happen I'm sorry. That's definitely what's gonna happen when the server starts building more and more items. Especially with the buff on her Q, I believe in 9.1. Do reduce damage to champions hit past the first one anymore. So 1 Q is basically just gonna half HP just about anyone in the fight. Really disgusting champion.
Sivir certainly a scary champion when she gets those items coming in. The ultimate, you can see the utility provides there to start off the fight. Especially when you have a champion like the Olaf to help out. Once, you just gotta get him into the backline and then he can wreak havoc. And down Truly AC and Furry Laser went very, very quickly. Baron gonna spawn here in the next 45 seconds. So the Drake in about 1:45. So a little offset. Gonna be a problem here. Could take both. And of course, the vision can be placed here in the north side river, as Valencia and Rito. Like getting a jungle sport duo, running around, clearing out the wards here, setting up this Baron take potentially. 20 minutes now been reached. The Baron will spawn. Split push has been set up. Pork chop in the bottom lane. No TP though. Verbaclar does have his, which is important to note. Valencia and Unmaster trying to set something up in the side lane. Rito going to join them. Call goes forward. Unmaster wants to start it off. Valencia here, but a good glacial path out as Impact still going to be chased by Alacrity here with a speed up. Down he goes. The wave going to come in and try and help out, but Furry Laser too late on that one. And now the turn on to the Baron. Double Infernal for them, so lots of AD and AP to try and burn this one down. It's at 20-minute mark, but you've got a double Zeal here, Sivir. The Infinity Edge already completed, and lots of damage from everyone, basically. Jungle completed for Valencia, and of course you got Alacrity with the Luden Zeko. Jack still in the mid lane here, might just join momentarily. Poor top, though, gets turned on to you by Verbaclorax. Counter-strike comes through. Auto coming down, looks like Pork Chop will win this 1v1. Nimbus Cloak going to help out, chase down Verbaclorax as well. The flash into the wall. Classic one of Alacrity. He's going to flash over the wall. Finds a kill now onto Rengal. As the rest of the team going to be forced to run away. 2 members already down. And USArmy Sports will secure the Baron, rather. And look to turn towards this mid lane turret here as Alacrity are setting up the siege. And now everyone comes in bunking USArmy. Looks like they might just break open the base very quickly. The mid lane inhibitor turret going to be under fire. Glacial path forward. Impact to find a triple man root and use the ult on himself. But everyone going to be able to kite away and turn back. Oh, that's 2 huge kills now onto Truly AC and Furry Laser. Big boomerang blade from UMaster, and the Ricochet autos destroyed them there. Looks like Pork Chop is going to head back, and the rest of the team going to run away from USArmy as they are very low. And that'll buy some time for the Mateos, but USArmy Esports moving at a blistering pace here, just 21-45, and have already picked up quite a few kills. About to break open the base with this Baron. Looks like the Cloud Drake's going to be taken on the way out here as we reach the 22-minute mark. Wave's going to get pushed in, and now the reset. Still a little bit of time left on Baron, though, so more could be gained off this. They've already shown how quickly they can push with that Sivir and Orianna duo. Clearing those waves instantaneously. Here's Pork Chop. Make life difficult for Rengal. 4-level advantage here for Pork Chop. 2 autos, and he's on half health to force him off this blue buff. And now life is very difficult here for Rengal. Just trying to get as many camps as he can before, the siege starts. But he's not going to give him the opportunity to. You have the Sivir now on about 2.5 items. She's really starting to turn online. Infinity Edge on the other side here for Truly AC. He still hasn't been put together a single Zeal yet, let alone the completed Zeal item. You see that gold advantage is rather large here. About 3,000 gold difference here between the 280 carries. So you can see that 60 CS lead alongside those kills. Really, that's stacking up that gold and making life even more difficult for the Mateos if it wasn't already difficult enough. Verbaclorax going to be sent here to try and stop Pork Chop, but I'm not sure how long he can do that. But that's really the only option the Mateos have at the moment. Red buff going to be taken away here, given over to Unmaster, and looks like to start the siege on the bottom lane as Alacrity goes to push mid. And Pork Chop still in the top lane here, going on to Verbaclorax with a 2-level advantage. Pork Chop going to find the stun with the counter-strike. Does not have... Well, he will have damage here. Now the fight going to break out in the bottom lane. Impact going forward, finds himself ultimate, slow everyone down, but the Ragnarok used defensively there by Valencia. Now he's going to use the Predator offensively. Going to find Impact at the kill for Valencia. Now Rengal going to go down, double kill there for Valencia. Rito going to jump forward but force the flash. Truly AC. Now Furry Laser will not get away. The last tick of the red buff will take him down. 4 dead. Truly AC, the only one left. And he'll go down. And that should be the end of the game here. 5 dead, 24 minutes with Baron buff. Looks like USArmy Sports is going to make this fast one. They're ready to get out of here. Game 1 already done as the surrender comes through. And with that, we'll take a short break and get back into our second game in just a moment. So stay tuned. We'll be back US Army Sports with a 1-0 lead here over the Mateos. Okay, welcome back to Game 2. Got USArmy Esports here versus the Mateos. Get these labels fixed up real quick. They didn't really tell me they were switching sides or not, but they are now, so we're ready for it. But yeah, Game 2. Game 1 won over USArmy Esports, and in a pretty dominating fashion here. Just 24 minutes, basically, was the time. Right off the Baron, and basically the game was over. Here, we get started here in the Draft 4 Game 2. Got the Sivir and Lucian bans here, so maybe more focus on the 8 carries. Well, I say that the Zoe gets banned.
Game 1, USArmy did really what they needed to do. They knew that eventually Olaf was going to fall off. They knew that eventually Kate was going to come online. And they honestly just pulled the trigger when they needed to on the Baron to close out the game.
Silas also joined it, so no new champions here this time. I'll see, interested to see if we get a first pick Caitlyn again. I was surprised, honestly, to see the first pick Caitlyn. And it didn't fare too well in lane, down to 30 CS at 15 minutes. As Rengar are going to also join the ban list. As actually, well, apparently the Mateos aren't great at getting an order. Rengal is still in the game. They just switched up the order here on us, but they're okay. They'll figure it out. As the last ban here will be the Darius. So pretty similar bans to game 1. A few changes, but for the most part, pretty similar here. We are going to hit the Caitlyn first pick once again, but this time EMAS are going to pick it up, and we'll see if he can do better on it than truly AC did. But not the reverse matchup here. Would have been excited to see the reverse matchup, honestly, to see how the DD carries played differently.
I think if truly AC actually wants to play a good champion into Kate that's not named Sivir, I think Jinx would be a good pick here. Players that have been having success on that pick.
Jinx, maybe. I'd be excited to see it. Could find her way back in. And we get the Cho'Gath in the top lane. And Thresh support here for Furry Laser. Don't let the order fool you. Furry Laser is the support, and Purple Clarks is the top laner. But interested to see the Thresh pick here right into the Caitlyn. And Cho'Gath as well in the top lane. We haven't seen Cho'Gath in a long time. And Kled's going to be the counter pick here in the top lane for Porkchop. He did a great job on the Jax last game. Excited to see him on another, bruisery carry pick. A classic top lane bruiser here. But this Kled is even more committed to fighting early on.
That was an interesting pick in a Thresh. Pretty interesting. I personally probably would have went with anything not named Braum, so Karma fits that bill.
Lots of range here in the bottom lane, but Karma, Thresh, generally, you'd say the matchup isn't great. But range is certainly in favor here for the Caitlyn. Karma this time, Master Real could take advantage of that. We'll see what the AD carry matchup is in here, but today they're going to take the jungler first here for Rengal instead of going for the double bottom lane pick, so potential for some bottom lane bans here for USArmy Esports before the second pick phase. Here's the Morgana being banned away. So I think maybe this is the Karma top lane here for Porkchop, or Alacrity in the mid lane, if we get maybe a Kled jungle or something crazy, but assume this is not Karma support for Wyrito based on the Morgana ban.
I think the Morgana ban is actually just precautionary, just in case that Karma isn't, because Morgana into Thresh is press E, look at the Thresh, laugh at him.
Makes sense to keep that away, yeah, but just playing it safe to make sure that is not the matchup here. As Kalista and Ivern are going to be banned here, so a couple unusual champions, but maybe champions that are finding their way back in here into the meta recently.
I haven't seen Kalista banned a lot more recently. Slightly buffed a couple batches ago, along with the AD carry item buffs. Maybe they know something about Caitlyn that I do not.
Also going to be the last ban here. So interested to see if they'll pick the Akira right away for the Mateos and try and get a good matchup for themselves. They're going to leave that till, I assume they pick it here and then counter pick the last pick. And they will get the Varus Thresh lane here against Caitlyn Karma. You'd assume could be a support pick now. We'll see if Rito has been fooling us all along. Is actually going to go for something different. Still jungle could be picked as well. They do know Jin Zhao, So we'll see if they go for something aggressive to counter that. If Valenti wants to fight him 1v1, or if he's just going to play a tank or maybe a more passive jungler and just try and avoid the Xin Zhao early on. As Mordekaiser going to pick here, so this would indicate, well, I guess Mordekaiser jungle, Kled top, or maybe Kled jungle, Mordekaiser top. I'd assume those are two players in the top side, but two champions in the top side. I don't really know which one's going to go where. Here, as
I think that was actually a panic pick.
Okay. That would explain that, wouldn't it?
I think so. I think that was just I think it was a panic pick.
Okay, I was kind of getting excited. I was like, oh, Mordekaiser, where's this going to go? We're going to get Kled jungle, be super cool. Mordekaiser jungle? No, they mispicked. All right.
I don't know. I think that team comp would have been pretty fire.
I honestly would like to see them.
Amazing. Game, right? Just why not? You have a game. Play whatever you want.
Might have a true SFL pick gate here. We've had lots of discussions about wrong picks and DCing during Champ Select and all that sort of things, but we'll see what happens.
I think they may have just timed out or lagged out.
They did. Two players did DC, two separate players, so both on USArmy's side. So they definitely mispicked, and they tried to DC immediately. I think that's definitely what happened.
I wish the rules of this league were you have to play what you pick on the first pick. I just want to see where that Mordekaiser would have ended up.
It could have been a bug as well. The client, we don't know yet. The client is notoriously bad, so it could be the client.
I actually haven't had a client bug in like 2 weeks, so I just jinxed it.
Well, yeah, the thing. Wow, I haven't had a bug in 2 weeks. What a great job! Like, I don't know if
proud of Riot.
Small indie company.
Actually, wait, no, I lied.
Small indie company is here. They haven't. It's like one of those signs, like what is it? How many days since last workplace accident? For Riot, it's just how many. Yeah, how many days since last bug, and then it's just like 3 seconds, and then it gets reset. 5 seconds gets reset.
The biggest bug that we've had recently is the one that prevented people from pinging the Dragon and Baron spawn times.
Oh yeah,
that was like a really bad bug, like
yeah,
a game ruining bug. Just running it back with the exact same bans as is rules.
I'd assume up until the Mordekaiser pick is when we're gonna run it back till.
Oh, dude, I just hope they make them pick the Mordekaiser.
I'd be excited to see what they actually do with it.
I want to see where it would have went.
Mord can be played in like every position except support, so I mean it could have gone anywhere.
I think you could play Mordekaiser support.
Well, okay, you could play Kled in any position. Would it be good? No. Mordekaiser support is definitely not good.
I think you would have seen Mordekaiser top, Kled jungle, Karma mid, and then Caitlyn plus insert support here. Been a pretty solid team comp.
Solid isn't the word I use to describe it, but if you want to go with that, that's fine by me.
Or it could have been the legendary Caitlyn top, Mordekaiser 80 carry.
Ooh! Like the old Vayne top where you just try and annoy the top laner by out-attacking him 1,000 times in lane.
Right, the original Frostmancy strat.
Exactly.
Take an 80k marksman and go to town on their ranged or melee top laner.
Yeah.
Strat?
When he just ruined top lane when he played Lucian. Classic. We're gonna get Varus and it's gonna be Pantheon, not gonna be Mordekaiser, so if you were getting excited, not gonna happen this time. Ahri gonna need to pick up as well here. So should be Karma support, Pantheon jungle, Ahri mid, Kled top, I'd assume is what's gonna happen here for USArmy Esports. And on the other side, the Mateos going a little bit more standard. About to pick their mid laner, I'd assume. They do have the counter pick. They know it's the Ahri. And, well, the Lux is picked. MPAC gonna go with a Lux into Ahri here against Alacrity. And, well, Kled top, think a good matchup against the Cho'Gath. Overall, I mean, who do you think won this draft? If there is a winner at all, maybe it's even.
An interesting swap order. I got confused for a minute. I was like, wait. Or actually, hold up. What's going on here?
Should be Kled top, Pantheon jungle, Ahri mid, Caitlyn ADC, Karma support here for USArmy Esports. On the other side, Cho'Gath top, Xin Zhao jungle, Lux mid, Varus AD carry and Thresh support on the other side for the Mateos. And it is locked in now. We've reached that point. I know there's been more rumblings about that as well. Oh, yeah, Xin Zhao doesn't have a smite. Okay.
That's why I was like confused. I was like, wait.
Is he going to switch that? We can't tell them, so... Is he going to switch that? All right. Okay. Client, there's another client bug. Thank you, Riot.
Yeah, visual bugs. I jinxed it. I'm sorry.
Visual bugs. But, well, it is important to note, Cho'Gath took Ignite and Kled Ignite as well, so no TPs at all this game. Not in the mid lane either. So, no TPs. We're fighting, I guess is the idea here. Maybe even AP Cho'Gath. Who knows? Might as well break something out crazy here in game 2.
They had an AP Cho'Gath mid laner like 2 months ago that just hard carried the game. Like had 25 stack mages. Was feasted them. Literally, they just weren't there anymore. It was beautiful. I was really glad that they're on my team. As nothing I play has over 1,000 HP, so.
There were like 3 challenger or at least master tier AP Cho'Gath players, mid AP Cho'Gath, well, some top, but mostly mid AP Cho'Gath players in NA. Well, it wasn't NA, so you take that with a grain of salt. But in NA last season. So it's kind of interesting. Maybe it actually will come out.
But I would rather actually just use the tanky Cho'Gath. I feel that's what they need to go with. They have Varus, they have Xin Zhao. They have plenty of damage. Cho just needs to probably go tank. As for who won this draft, realistically speaking, I think USArmy has a better team. Varus Thresh would be good against something not named Kate. The Kate makes that to where I can stand out of Thresh's range. I can just stand out of Varus's auto range.
Okay, well, a helpful tip from the chat, it will be AP Cho'Gath. I thought they were just in the wrong order, but Furry Laser will be going top lane this game, and Rengal will be playing support, it looks like Verbal Clorox in the jungle. So Rengal will be playing a Thresh support, Verbal Clorox, the Xin Zhao jungle, and Furry Laser the AP Cho'Gath top. To be honest, I saw he was the support. I looked at his op.gg. I just saw Sona, and I always saw like a few support games.
The greatest support champion in the game.
I just assumed he was filled to top lane and played Cho'Gath. I didn't realize he was actually an AP top Cho'Gath main. I was like, oh, look at the last three games. He played Nami, Sona. Like, oh, okay, normal stuff. I didn't even realize Cho'Gath actually is most played champion. I was going through the motions here. Should have looked more in depth. So, my mistake.
You don't look at on the client for masteries, right?
Exactly. Mastery points are the most important stats you can have.
Important information.
I did not do my due diligence here. I was just like, all right, he's a support. What does he play for support? Didn't realize this swap-a-roni would come in here. We've had a few position swaps during series in the Show Free League. Once or twice, but Free Laser, he's showing me I got to pay more attention. But interesting to see it. Will Rengal on support. So he's in a completely different position now. Excited to see if he actually knows his way around a Thresh.
Thresh is an interesting support champion. You can either really play Thresh or you cannot play Thresh. There is no real in between. You're either really good at it or you're straight trash at it, like myself.
Okay. Looks like Rengal's third most played champion is Thresh, but that's the only support he actually has played this season. And we'll get a look at Verbal Clorox here. We'll see what he's played in the jungle. He has not played much of Xin Zhao at all, at least in solo queue. So we'll see what he's going to be able to bring out here. But exciting to see a little position switch up. Hey, if things didn't go great game 1, why not get a little crazy here and go for some exciting game 2?
Sometimes it is just what you need to do, is just put someone where they feel more comfortable. Like Furry Laser in the top lane on Show. Just to get that win in the second game to carry over momentum into game 3.
Well, here we do have a level 1 Invade Rengal on the Thresh looking for the hooks. Let's see, he's skilled up. Has not skilled anything up yet, so he's not quite committed to the Invade entirely. Looking for it, though. He skilled it up now. The Death Sentence will not land. Valencia with the dodge. It looks like they'll just walk their way back out here. But a good try for the Mateos. Ward will be placed there on the blue buff. by USArmy Esports, though. That is the cost of the invade. A little bit more vision for the other team. Here I was talking smack about them, saying they're not getting in the right order, but apparently they were the entire time. They were just planning to bring this out. Too big brain for me.
I thought in the rules you can only have one position swap per game, though.
Perhaps, well, you know the rules better than me, and perhaps we'll bring in, get that looked up for you guys real quick. I assume it's all legal so far. We did have a Mordekaiser accidental pick. I'm making air quotes with my fingers right now. You guys can't see it, but I don't know really what that's about either. So some discrepancies in this game as Porkchop say hello to Furry Laser as he makes his way to lane. Both junglers went for the red buff here, and maybe Valencia looking for an early level 2 gank. Sitting around mid lane just right now. Yeah, it's truly AC and Rhino get the early push in the bottom lane. And now here comes Valencia, the charm. Alacrity's going to miss that one. Invested the flash, but was not able to land the charm there. Impact didn't even have to use anything there. Did have cleanse and flash up, so would have been difficult to make happen.
It's going to be huge for this RE pre-6, not having flash. These are a really easy target for this Hellblade Jhin. Zin. X.
If I had to name 2 of the most aggressive junglers in the game, I'd certainly name Jin Zhao and Pantheon. So when you try and use the flash to make something happen for one of the junglers, well, the other jungler can just take advantage of that, like you say. So definitely have to be concerned about that. Jin Zhao has already invaded onto the blue buff here, and Valencia has done the same on the Pantheon. So a little bit more vertical juggling set up here. Perhaps, as priority looks to be gained in bottom lane, so Pantheon probably likes to be on that side of the map.
Very interesting flash charm by Ari as well, because at level 3, I don't believe you have the damage to 1D.
Well, level 2 with Ignite with the Pantheon flashing in for the stun, I think you can kill.
Okay.
With Pantheon?
Point, right.
Obviously by yourself you don't. With Pantheon level 2, the only reason I would say that wasn't great is not that they don't have the damage, but the fact that the cleanse is there. Because the cleanse counters the Ignite, the stuns. I think that's really that'd be the biggest reason not to do that play here. But Verbal Clorox coming for a gank. He's gonna find his way on a Porkchop. The dismount comes through. The pullback. He's gonna be able to flash away though just in time before the silence comes in. Get away safely. The Porkchop now flashless. As the invade continues for Valencia, will be slightly up in camp because he did do the entire bottom side, whereas Jin Zhao only took the blue and Throm.
Had a beautiful sidestep by the Lux to dodge the Airy Charm there. That would have surely led to a summoner spell.
Oh, another dodge on the charm here. Valencia gonna come in. Binding though, finds Valencia. Alacrity continuing to chase. As we just hit about 415 here. Good dodge there. Lux staying alive. No summoner spells burned after 2 ganks. Double Thorn picked up for Porkchop here as he comes back to lane. Had to go back early because of that gank. Furry Laser also the early back, just a cloth armor for him. And a few other consumables as another dash in for Porkchop. He wants to fight on the Furry Laser here. Finding out, continuing the fight as Verbal Clorox comes in for a gank mid lane. Gonna find the knock up, the flash binding! That's gonna be a lot of damage here. Alacrity very low. But gets the kill though. The first blood goes to Alacrity. The turret shot was able to take out Verbal Clorox there. The last auto picked it up on the way out. Alacrity with a nice 2v1 outfly there.
So I just got word from Fallen. The rule concerning the role swap was changed due to Coyote's suspension. I don't believe the Rats had enough players to not role swap like 3 times.
I see.
Assume is the situation that had led to that.
I don't pretend to know anything about the complex rule set here. I talk about what I see.
It's just they got changed.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you don't pay attention.
little bit less bloody than our first game here. At 3 minutes, we had 3 kills, and at 6 minutes here, we've only got the 1. And, because of that first blood, a little bit of CS advantage here. 1,000 gold lead for USArmy Esports to start out. This Pork Chop is going to decide to go in onto Clorox. That seemed very risky. Going to get dismounted and run away. Ran straight at the enemy. You saw it. He was very much a Kled player there. He just ran straight at the enemy jungler. No fear. He just ran right at him as soon as he saw him. Alacrity go dash in. Will not hit the charm. Hits the minion this time. Impact low on mana will get away. Alacrity be very aggressive here with these charms. Trying to make something happen. Good sidestep though by Impact so far this game. Valencia coming in for a gank here on the top side. Laser does have all the feats available. Valencia though, the Chilling Smite gonna buy him a little extra time here. Pork Chop continuing to come forward, but the knockup is there, and now countering it by Verbal. Clorox gonna flash away, finds the knock on Valencia though. Stun comes back through, but Valencia falls to Furry Laser's auto attack, and now Pork Chop with a shotgun won't buy enough room for him to get away. But good counter gank and immediate turnaround for Verbal Clorox. And he be forced to use a flash, finds the kill onto Valencia alongside his top laner. Now you can see Caitlyn, Carmeline, that range advantage, forcing truly EST and Rengal to play a bit more conservatively to avoid that poke. And a 66-44 CS lead here for Unmaster and Wyrito. Death Sentence though going to land here for Rengal. May start an all-in. Play back. Now the shield used defensively by Wyrito to give some movement speed to Unmaster. Knight was up. They did have summer spells, but not going to all-in there. No level 6 there. That's really when the all-in becomes truly dangerous from truly AC. Flack though, the flay is here. The Death Sentence lands onto Wyrito. Impact, of course, rotating down now. Valencia coming for the counter. Wyrito already fallen though. Impact has used the ultimate. Now he gets stunned up. The box is there to buy a little bit of slow and room for his. And now Death Sentence, a second from Rengal lands. Roboclorx now. Valencia can fall. Impact. Flash forward there. Truly AC lands the ultimate. The Chains of Corruption find Unmaster, and one more auto will do it. Truly AC finds the kill. Rengal starts it off. Truly AC ends it there with the Chains of Corruption and a couple autos. 3 fall overall in USA Esports, now not in such a great position. Down 1,000 gold themselves.
I was just about to say that early game for Kate was going a little bit better than the last game with the CS lead, but I guess Kate is cursed in the SFL.
Well, the Kate was doing certainly what she wanted to do this game with the lane pressure, but yeah, the gank came in and turned that thing around real fast.
Yes.
Now we have reached the 9-minute mark, 4-1 in kills here. Mateos looking much better this game with the role swap here, putting Furry Laser in the top side. And Rengal looking very good on the support thresh here. Things are even at the start, but now the Mateos have opened up the lead for themselves, and maybe they can come back from a rather rough game 1. Looks to be the Blade of the Ruined King still here for truly ADT. Still with the on various build, have not gone back to crit. Going to continue with that Blade of the Ruined King. Probably Ginsu's here as well. The charge comes through. Glad looking to make play here with Valencia. The stun lands the cleanse, but immediately into the charm. Alacrity going to get that kill, but a great setup there for Pork Chop and Valencia to get in that one. Now maybe get some damage onto this turret in the mid lane here. Demolish available, I believe. Someone. Yep, Valencia took that rune, so going to get a couple platings off that mid lane turret. Saw how good Impact was in the early stages of the game, sidestepping those charms, but there he had no chance to. Even with the cleanse, he just not enough time for him to even cleanse and then try and dodge out of the charm. Very nice chain CC there on that gank. You have Rift Herald spawning now as we reach the 10-minute mark. No Drake for a little bit longer, so just Rift Herald up in terms of neutral objectives. Now 550 gold shutdown onto Alacrity, 450 on a truly AC with his 2 kills. There's a few shutdowns available for both sides to pick up.
Yeah, when you're playing something like the Lux, if there's a Kled charging towards you, you're probably just not going to get out. You can't Q, you can't E, he's just on top of you.
The unstoppability really helps here, as well, Wyrito died in the meantime in the bottom lane. Not even fast enough for us to zoom over. So a good all-in. The box was thrown down. Rengal going to find the kill. Truly AC and Rengal going to finally find it all in after they got a few kills off those ganks. Rengal now lands the death sentence and a second kill onto Wairito. Chlorix now coming in to the bottom side, maybe threatening a dive, going to force Unemaster back. It looks like Truly AC and Rengal are just holding the wave at the moment.
Really good awareness by the Mateos bot lane there to not push without knowing where Pantheon was on the map.
Pantheon is available now, so a very good point you make.
But 160 gold can be very alluring.
Of course, I would have pushed there and certainly died for it. The gold is too important to me. Trying to land here for Alacrity, and now Verbal Chlorix is just going to get a complete one-shot Alacrity with a solo kill there on a Verbal Chlorix. Now Impact in trouble. Alacrity is a 2-level advantage on him with those 3 kills. Now Pantheon to come down with Sky Dive, flashes onto Lux, and will find the kill. Now he's in danger of dying to these turrets. Finds 2 shots. After that initial one, he will survive though. Pantheon with a good dive there. Alacrity started off. Valencia finished it. And a potential push in the mid lane, but Furry Laser is here to deny that and clear out the menu for now.
Gonna get a couple hits on the turret. Leave.
The aftershock really helped out there.
And that is this is an ability that a lot of people say should be nerfed. The mid laners. That's probably the people who complain about it the most. I hope it gets nerfed because Leona takes it, and anything Leona takes is not okay with me. So.
A little bit of a bias, but I'm sure that's not where that's coming from.
Yeah, no. I think it's just an unbalanced rune in general.
That is a fair point. Aftershock has always been very good.
Just, I don't believe that someone who is supposed to build, like Lux you could totally take Aftershock on. But you could do it. I know this because I've accidentally, and not checked my masteries. Pro tip, always check your masteries.
Rengal gonna find them. Death sends the flight back. Master though will hop back and now. Oh no! A huge headshot kills Rengal. 2v1 being the 2v2 being turned around. Impact is here to try and help out, but Truly AC goes down. A shutdown coming through from Wairito. Master with the first kill on a Thresh. A good chain CC. The trap laid down, and their prey was found. Impact even tried to rotate over, but was too late to help.
And now let's set up a USArmy to take this Cloud Drake if you want it.
Verbal Chlorix now in trouble. Valencia finds the kill. The charm that was a little bit off. Bit of a miscommunication there. The charm was put ahead of where Verbal Chlorix was gonna be, but the sun came through and stopped him from getting there. Could dash forward here, but the knock-up is there for Furry Laser. Pork Chop continuing to fight. The Ignite goes down, but in the meantime, in the bottom lane, now Verbal Chlorix is in trouble. And the snipe going to come through. Wairito with the final last hit onto him, but a little bit of an overzealous dash in there from Verbal Chlorix, and he pays the price. Pork Chop won the trade in the top side now with to continue with that 20 CS lead. He's done a good job up there. And about to get his remount back as the dragon was started up in the bottom lane. It's the Cloud Dragon. And now Pork Chop remounts. Going to go ahead and charge right away here onto Furry Laser. Flashes past, but still the dash comes through. Furry Laser in trouble. Pork Chop dismounts. The Ignite here. The last shot from the shotgun will gun him down where he stands. Pork Chop with a successful dive. And Cloud Dragon was taken in the meantime as well. As we reach the 15-minute mark, it's 8-5 in kills. 4,000 gold lead here for USArmy. Rengal weighs in late in his bush.
If you're a USArmy, Cloud Dragon probably not the greatest dragon for you because you already have the Kled engage. But it is definitely good to help get that Pantheon position for ulting in.
I think Kled very much disagrees. Anything that makes him run faster towards his opponents, I think he likes. I'd imagine the Infernal Dragon and the Cloud Dragon are his favorite because one makes him do more damage and one makes him run faster towards his opponent.
to do damage fast. The champions.
Exactly. Pork chop hitting this top turret pretty low here. Still no turret has been dropped here. The 60-minute mark, the plating has fallen, of course. Rift Herald's still up as well. As first items are coming in around the board. Now Pork Chop in trouble. The good dash away, though. Dodges the silence, but gets knocked up. Turbo Clorox and Furry Laser trying to make this one happen. Alacrity's here for the counter. Charm does land. Gonna buy some more for Pork Chop. Alacrity finds the kill now on the Turbo Clorox. Furry Laser also with the Ignite on him is getting very low. The flash away, but down he goes. Double kill for Alacrity there. Very nice counter. Saves Pork Chop's life. Picks up 2 kills for himself. 5 kills now with a 1,000 gold shutdown on his head. Looks like Valencia's going to want to join the party as well. Impact the flash wave, but Valencia finds a stun. The flash is there, but Impact still slow by that red buff. Pork Chop coming in as well. No charge available, but the flash is available. He's going to use that to pick up that kill, or at least help out with it anyway. The Master pushing in the bottom lane while this is all going on, and top turret should fall. Chain's Corruption land though to the AC, trying to go 1v1 here on Master. Bottom turret does fall, and Master will die. Turret goes down, but Truly AC comes back with a kill. Top and bot turrets have both fallen here in favor of USArmy. Pork Chop gonna get the demolished proc and run right out. And Rift Herald gonna be started up.
Thing?
Yep. Continue. Yeah. What you were saying?
Yeah, I was just saying that they're now turning their sights on the Rift Herald. Literal same thing.
Well, you'd assume this is a Ginsu's build though out of Truly AC here. Based on the pickaxe. And what do you think Furry Laser's building? Because he's got a few different items here. That he's got a chain, a Bramble vest, but he's also got a glacial shroud. So he's got a few different items. What do you think the first one's going to be for him?
I think he's going to build a what's that item called? A moving fast item. I know that sounds like really
Righteous Glory. Speaking of moving fast, Pork Chop has started the fight off here with charge in. Rangel gets fall. Valencia picks up that kill. For Laser in trouble, he's going to go down as well. And back trying to fire back, but he misses with his laser. Truly AC going to get killed by Pork Chop, diving the back line. Now he's going to get dismounted on the turret, but that just changes aggro. Pork Chop slicing away, and Alacrity going to find that kill. Pork Chop, though, bravely charging forward, and now the Rift Herald does the same, and that's going to pick up 2 turrets in the mid lane here. USArmy Esports picking up where they left off in Game 1.
It was a slower early game, but we have definitely picked up now. Definitely picked up steam.
Seeing the Righteous Glory first, do you think the Bramble Vest just for laning against the Kled, most likely, you think?
Yeah, I see that quite a lot. A lot of people just build a Bramble Vest because it's like a mini Thorn Mill, and then they'll build like their first item.
Seen,
Some of your other options.
some people do that against, Urigat a lot, but Kled also has an attack speed buff on his W, so that could help out specifically for him. Looks like it will be the Righteous Glory, you are right. Going to be the Crystalline Bracer here after the Glacial Shroud, so almost guaranteed it's going to be the Righteous Glory now. Baron spawning and Dragon spawning here in the next 30 to 40 seconds.
He's just playing mind games with us, and he was going to buy Redemption.
Redemption? I wouldn't... Hey. Redemption. Olaf is a thing. Jogath could be a thing too. He heals. He is healing in his kit.
Isn't it self-healing though?
Yeah, but it still counts. Redemption still buff self-healing.
True.
Still counts.
Is it good? 100% confirmed.
Probably. Mountain Drag gonna be the next. Now Pork Chop into silent. His Verbal Clorox and get help from Valencia, who comes in with a flash and kill. Pork Chop gonna get the last hit though. And now looks like we're gonna go ahead and try to steal with his blue buff here. So he's supposed to know the charge forward. Kled wants more Pork Chop. Furry Laser though will get taken out with a lantern. Good defensive play there from Rangel. Blue buff will get stolen away. No one gonna die in the process. Just the death from Verbal Clorox. Baron is up, but a little far away, so not going to go straight to it. Going to pick these Mountain Dragon first. Help that out with that. Clan's going to be used by Impact over the wall. Alacrity, he's trying to go for this kill deep in the back line. The dash is in. He's got no way to get out now, though. Death Sentence comes through. Oh, but a whiz 1-for-1. Impact does fall. Still, that's a lot of gold in shutdowns over. Alacrity trades his life for impacts.
Well, I'm just not going to go ahead and say that was unworthy. I think 300 gold is definitely way less than 1,000 gold. With a dragon pickup on the back end by USArmy, just believe miscommunication. Slight hinting, one of the two.
It was a limit tester there with the triple ultimate into the backline.
Blackguardy believed that they were still in practice tools.
It's not a scrim. Wait, what are you guys talking about? 17-7 kills now, though, at 21.5 minutes. Still 8,000 gold lead here for USArmy Esports. They still sit in firm control here after taking game 1. Looking to close out the series. They also got 5 turrets up. Now, they're in firm control, but always the potential for a Baron steal or something big go wrong. And honestly, if Lafferty keeps doing that could throw the game real fast. Well, he's going for it again, but this time he finds a charm, and Matt Impact. Oh, he will take him down with the last ultimate. Now he's going to flash out. Lafferty gets the kill. Clark trying to try him back, but the dash is not there. As he gets over the wall with the blast cone. Lafferty, well, that was a bit better, but still had to use the flash to get out after that one.
You were correct. The Varus did end up picking the Rage Blade. That was the pickaxe turned into.
Baron halfway down now. Prochlorx is here, but it's a 4v5. Impact already dead. Charge can come through from the Kled. Porkchop wants to make something happen. Valencia also ulting in. Oh, good flight away, but that only buys so much time. Still firing away in the backline. Truly AC has fallen, but Unmaster still peppering the enemy team with autos and a double kill for Porkchop in the end. Valencia now on a rampage, and well, that's almost a clean ace. Impact and a revive, but basically everyone was dead there for a second. And now it looks like they'll just turn their sights towards the mid lane without even taking Baron.
At this point, you don't really need the Baron to take the inhib.
Looks like they agree with you. Going to take this mid lane inhib to start off with a Demolish proc to make it super easy. And yeah, the first inhib will go down at 23 minutes here, so a little bit slower than game 1 actually, but still at a brisk pace. And then now the call will come in to go for Baron. Do have that Mountain Drake available, so that'll help out. Plus a Caitlyn never hurt. Some ward's being cleared on the way. Robochlor's going to try and make something happen as he clears some minions out, but a trap is set for USArmy Esports trying to catch someone in this jungle. Free lasers walked a little bit too far forward. Descents lands, but Alacrity, well, he's in no danger now. This is a tough situation now for the Mateos. They've got to face check their own jungle and make sure the Baron doesn't go over, but face checking is very hard as the charm lands. Trying to go very low. He'll be okay. Free laser also taking quite a bit of damage. Alacrity goes forward again. Another big Q. Ultimate charges. Yun already 2 dead. A third falls. Truly AC down for the count. It's just Master Rengal and, Rengal and Clorax. Clorax, and now a double kill comes in for Valencia, and this should be the end of the game. Verbal Clorax, the only one left. He's already 0-6. 24 minutes in. It looks like this will be the end here. Didn't even need the Baron to finish off this game. And the dash comes forward, but now he's 0-7. A good charm comes in, and this will be the game here. USArmy Esports going to take game 2 and sweep the series.
Yeah. That's the thing, a lot of teams Baron play, and then they'll lose the Baron in the game around. And I was really glad that Army just realized that they could clean out the game without it.
And they set up a great little trap in the jungle there, forced them to face check, and when they're in those narrow choke points, I thought that Luden's Echo's procs from Alacrity, with proccing on his Qs and dashing forward and doing all that stuff makes it really hard. The AoE damage from Yrito. Immune Master just firing away in those team fights. Narrow choke points also makes it a way to get from Porkchop's charge. Is really tough to deal with, and another brisk game.
Very terrifying.
Can you quick check on the damage stats here? But this one even faster. 24-20 was the final game time here in Game 2. USArmy Sports with a dominating series here tonight against the Mateos. Well, I'm not sure what else to say about that game because I'm just blown away. They dominated the game. They dominated it fast, ending the game very, very quickly here. And, the Mateos certainly are on the bottom of the table and are really struggling. USArmy Esports trying to move their way back up here as they're sitting in 6th place and trying to get their, claw their way back in the playoffs here. And they've certainly shown that they can based on their performance tonight.
Definitely. Army did really well tonight. They did very clean, good games of League of Legends. And they found the leads that they had early and just kept growing them.
Game
It's really
two, yeah.
textbook.
Game 2 looked a little better for a bit, but then it sort of got blown wide open, wouldn't you say? And then USArmy Sports were clinical about finishing off.
I think there is hope for Mateos though. I felt with the furry laser in the top lane and lane, I think that was really good. They definitely have things to work on, and I look forward to seeing them learn from this match and see what they bring to the table later on in the season.
We'll certainly get to see these guys a few more times, and hopefully in the playoffs as well. Certainly not out of it just yet. Got a lot of work ahead of them, but certainly no reason they can't make it happen here. But that'll do it for us tonight. Anything else to say before we sign off?
Nah.
All right. I'm Mateos and Super Segoy. You can find me on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter, all under the same name. I'm Mateos, COEUS. That's about it. Thanks to Sugar Free League. Thanks to Super Segoy and everyone for tuning in. I appreciate it. We'll be back on Wednesday, I assume, the standard time at